north, upper 70s south. A chance of some scattered showers tonight. Overnight lows expecting to drop down in the mid-50s, and then a chance of isolated showers or rumble to thunder on Friday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Colorworks. Whether it's the weather or just life, call Andy at Colorworks Paint and Body for all your auto body repairs. Big or small, old or new, they are the choice for auto body repair.
I'm ignorant when it comes to a lot of topics. Thankfully, I listened to my friend's advice on the housing market and called Jeff Marks at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. Jeff made the process smoother than Mama's gravy.
Ty, you got to throw in some homemade biscuits with that gravy and a great local real estate professional to guide you down the right path. One of the keys is knowing what to do and certainly what not to do.
You communicated and were transparent throughout the process.
Ty, like you, anyone can call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. For your big decisions, I have simple solutions.
Hey, this is Dr. Cole Johnson at River Valley Smile Center. You hear my partner, Dr. Charles Liggett, at 12:15 on halftime every Monday. Dr. Liggett and I have worked at River Valley Smile Center together for 11 years now. Like the Hogs, we have a great team. Do you have a unique dental procedure, a complex dental problem, or are you just nervous about dental work? Come see me for sedation dentistry, implants, implant-supported dentures, as well as cosmetic dentistry. We are located at 8309 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith at the River Valley Smile Center. Check us out online at rivervalleysmiles.com or call 479-646-0706.
You're listening to ESPN 95.3.
Good pick, good pick.
KERX Paris Fort Smith.
The drinking all day.
What is the best ending to a sporting event? Is it a game winner in basketball? Is it a walk-off in baseball? Or is it Hail Mary in football? We don't have a lot of soccer fans. If you want to say PKs or extra time. But what is the best game winner in sports, guys? What's the best conclusion to a sporting event? Lewis Automotive.
I'm not a soccer guy. PKs.
Wow.
They're so sudden. Yeah. I mean, it's the best. Yeah, absolutely. Because if you're cruising by a game and it's late in regulation and it's tied, hard to believe that you'd pass on not watching PK. So, I mean, PKs I think are as exciting because it's mano a mano and, it's good or no good.
Here's the best hitter in the whole country, and now they have to pitch to him. Ellis has seen 10 pitches today. Had she been carrying a toothpick, the results wouldn't have been any different. Oh, swings away. Deep left field. The first swing is as dry as it gets. That's why they didn't pitch to her the first 3 times. They had to pitch to her now. And Arkansas walks it off on a grand slam from the nation's best hitter.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
That changed my answer from yesterday to a Grand Slam walk-off. What a performance.
Best endings. Yeah, we were talking about best sports endings.
Yeah. Bri Ellis, who's hitting nearly 500 on the season, sends one out to left field. After you heard the broadcaster just say she's walked twice, hit by a pitch, first swing, bang, gone.
Bang.
Sends Georgia's softball players back to their dorm rooms since they're playing in Athens and they're not going home on a flight or a bus ride. I guess they're going home because finals are probably done there in Athens like they are going to be in Fayetteville this week. But, man, it's pretty remarkable. I guess she started her career at, Auburn, and now you landed her in Fayetteville. So pretty awesome way to conclude. Now they'll move on to the quarterfinals today. It's Tennessee, right, Colton, at 1 o'clock, I think I had down. Yeah, so they'll take on, again, the Tennessee Volunteers in Athens to move on. First time they won a softball game in the SEC tournament in 3 years since 2022. So Bri Ellis does it in a pretty crazy fashion. It is a Thursday. Lewis Automotive Group hotline open, 877-377-6963. Blake Ruffino, who does a great LSU podcast, Are You Serious Sports, also does a college football show. Ruffino Joe is going to be joining us for our opening drive in just a couple minutes. Give us his thoughts on this Arkansas LSU series, which we heard Dave Van Horn discuss a little bit yesterday.
I haven't looked on the Oaklawn Sports app to see if college softball is on there. Maybe it is. I'll dig deeper to see if it's on there. If you haven't downloaded the Oaklawn Sports app, be sure and do that. New customers get up to $1,000 in bonus bets right now. If your first bet of the day doesn't work out each of the first 10 days, they'll give you a second chance bet up to $100 a day. Plus, they got the 10% parlay boost that you can get right now as well. Download the Oaklawn Sports app. It's in the Apple app or Google Play Store. Do that right now. Bet with a brand you trust anywhere in Arkansas. bet with Oakland Sports. I bet college softball's on there.
Yeah.
Check that out there during the break.
Yeah. So that home run yesterday, the Grand Slam walk-off, was not just a crazy ending, but it also broke a record that was previously held by Braxton Burnside with the softball program. And after that happened, there's a bunch of different videos out there, but there was a congratulations from her as Bree Ellis has broken the season single record for Arkansas softball.
Hey, it's Braxton. To the new home run queen, Bree Ellis, congratulations. I'm so proud of you, so proud for you, and so happy that you found your home here at Arkansas. There's something so special about saving your best for last and going out on top, and that's exactly what you're doing. And the best part of it is you're not done. You're still writing your story, and I have a feeling it's going to have an amazing ending.
That would be pretty cool if they wound up in Oklahoma City for the first time ever in the history of the program. So this is, okay, so we complain. And I'll put my hand out there. I do the exact same thing sometimes. I'm sad that Brad Spence is a Texas Longhorn. I was sad Chris Pooh Paul decided to go to Ole Miss, along with some other guys like Jalen Braxton, Luke Cass. This is the flip side, though, of the transfer portal, is when you get not just softball, but football, basketball, baseball, you name it. I mean, think about how many baseball players that you've collected out of the portal this year that have been big-time pickups for this Arkansas. Dave Van Horn shared a story on Kahil Aloy, whose brother Vahiva obviously was here, kind of the backstory on that, which we'll get into coming up. But this is again, there's bad, which we'll talk about, and we've talked about, but this is one of the good things that comes out of it.
Yeah, and, it does have a two-edge, it does have a double edge to it, like you said, with the portal. But exciting to see. I mean, I don't think there's enough excitement, guys. You got a number one team in the country. Maybe they win this tournament. I don't think that's the ultimate measuring stick. I think it is getting to Oklahoma City. I don't think it's necessarily winning it all. I think it's breaking through to the Women's College World Series. I know that there's a lot of focus and conversation on the portal, and football and basketball has been kind of consuming us the last few weeks. Baseball. There's not enough excitement about a team that's number one in the country and playing at an elite level with what's known as the best programs in the country. We're normally talking about Oklahoma dominating the sport, and maybe they win it all again. It's basically a home event for them. But here we are with a team that's as good as any in the country, and they've proven that all season long.
Yeah,
I don't think there's enough excitement for softball, and I'm in that camp. I should be excited more. You know,
I don't disagree. I don't disagree one bit. All right, let's talk some baseball this morning with our buddy Blake Ruffino.
I think it's like anybody in the SEC. If you play good defense and you throw strikes, you don't walk, and you got a chance to beat them. But LSU down there is one of the toughest places to play and win if you're the visitor. It's a big series. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to catch Texas.
Call me a homer, call me whatever you want. I'm going to need them to see it come in Baton Rouge and beat you 2 out of 3. And maybe they can. They certainly have the talent to do it. I think you can take it from them because you need to as well.
This is the opening drive.
Blake, I would say you're walking in the Lions Den here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, but I guess that's what Arkansas is going into this weekend. They're coming off a series loss to Texas A&M. What's kind of the feeling right now with Jay Johnson's ball club there in Alex Box in Baton Rouge?
Well, Ty, call me David from the Bible, because if I'm walking into a Lions Den, then here we go, baby. I would say this. Look, Ty, there's a couple of things about Arkansas coming into the quote-unquote Tigers Den here. Rain's going to be a factor. We saw it last Friday, or 2 Fridays ago, against Tennessee, where the crowd wasn't as electric. So I do think, Ty, that Arkansas could have a little bit of an advantage in this instance. I don't know if the box is going to be the box in that, like it was a couple of weekends ago, because if people are sitting there through weather delays, I don't know if they're going to stick around. So it could be a little light, but here's the thing. Jay Johnson has one thing about him. He's been a master at these weather track delays. So let's see if he can pull one off yet again. I would tell Arkansas fans, just knowing what I know about Mr. Johnson, you better get ready for early morning. And what I mean by that is that, that Tennessee series, guys, Ty, you know this, we do a post-game show. I was doing a show at 2:30 a.m., right? So, I mean, they will play way into the night, way into the morning. So get your popcorn ready, drink you some bourbon if you're down here in the booth and get ready to go. Because it's going to be, I do, Ty, in all seriousness, anticipate that's probably what's going to happen here.
Yeah, I mean, I've looked at the forecast a little bit. There's forecasts on Friday, Saturday, I think Sunday as well. So I'm anticipating at least a change of some sort. Hopefully it's not that bad. In that clip, Blake, that we just played in your intro, you heard Dave Van Horn talking about the possibility of anyone catching Texas. Arkansas sits at second, standalone. LSU's tied at third right now. Do you see either the Tigers or the Razorbacks, the winner of this series, being able to catch Texas, depending on what happens for them against the Florida Gators, and then when they go to Oklahoma and then Sooner Country next weekend?
I 100% think that they could. Now, Texas in one of those has got to get swept now. So, that's a little bit much for me. The thing that I saw in the Arkansas series, and we saw it the weekend before, but A&M just couldn't capitalize. They don't have their Friday night guy. They've been begged up. Max Ballou, the Big 12 Player of the Year, is hurt. They think that they can get him back for the SEC tournament. Ty, they're really beat up. And then, you had Galvan, who took 3 foul balls off of his throwing hand. Then all of a sudden you have situations where runners on base and then they're getting moving. Even if you saw in that Arkansas series the weekend before, I mean, he was even beat up. Then you have Flores at short, who's also had a little shoulder tightness. So do I think that a team can, like Arkansas, LSU, whoever? Yes, I do. Is it going to be a lot? Yeah. I just don't envision Tennessee getting swept, right? Like, I don't know if they're going to get swept again. But the thing, because Arkansas did some really damn good things last week against them, I don't know if you're going to be in a situation where that happens to them twice in the final 2 weeks. And if it does, great. But, I think that's a little bit rich for me.
Yeah. Blake, this is Tommy. Who's playing the best baseball in the SEC? I know what the league standings say right now, but, look at a team like Auburn who's hot, A&M who's picked it up, Vandy who's turned it around. I don't think you can just look at the league standings and say, well, Texas is playing the best ball. They just get swept at Arkansas.
Right.
It's an up and down season, but who right now is playing, the best? Who's the best 2 or 3 teams right now in the SEC?
Tommy, I got to go with Florida.
All right.
My goodness. I know that they're coming off of what they've done the last couple of weeks. But look, I do think that Arkansas series turned some things around for them. I know that series was close, but, man, they won, 13 of their last 15 games? Now, I say that, and somebody in the show or in this chat right now is going to say, Blake, they lost to South Florida. What are you talking about in the midweek? Well, Kevin O'Sullivan loses midweeks, and he still finds ways to get to Omaha. If you watch them the last couple of weekends after starting 1-11, my goodness. Now, they had some rotation issues with some guys being out, but Luke Heyman, that whole crew. Now, think about this. Their main core of dudes, Ty Evans, Heyman, whoever it is that you want to point out, guys, they faced LSU in the College World Series 2 years ago. That whole freshman group outside of Jack Caglione is back, and they're finally kind of hitting a stride. For me, I don't know if I don't go Florida at the current moment. And then I think Arkansas showed some serious stuff last weekend. Look, on our show tonight, we'll talk about this, but you have 5 of the 9 guys that will be in your lineup that had double-digit home runs. My goodness gracious. I ain't seen that since Gorilla Ball.
Yeah.
So, look, man, I think it's those 2, Tommy, for me. And I know that Arkansas fans are like, well, hey, look, the last month has been up and down, but I don't care. They're swinging it better than anybody. If I had to pick those 2 that I don't want to face, and we face one of them this weekend, those would be those 2.
Yeah. Anyone other than South Carolina and Missouri, you would say they're not making the tournament right now? We're trying to figure out how many SEC teams get in. I think there's only really 2 right now you can say they're out, and that's the 2 at the very bottom.
Well, Tommy, you're right. I do think 14 of the 16 can get in, because here's the conversation that we're going to have at the end of the season, just hypothetically speaking. Let's take a team like A&M. A&M has beaten Arkansas, LSU, Tennessee. Are we going to leave them out? Mm-hmm. Like, even if they got to 11 conference wins or 12 conference wins, are you really willing to leave them out? They could go into any regional in the country and win that if they're right. Now, they haven't been, but if they are, they can win any one of them. I just don't know of a team right now, like even Ole Miss. Like, people are like, oh, I don't know about Ole Miss. Man, when they got a lot of seniors. They can really swing it, and if they're hot, they have tons of power. Tommy, I don't want to be SEC homer guy here. It's tough for me to have a justification that if you look at the SEC and say that these teams should be left out, but left out for who? A conference champion in this conference that has an RPI around 90, 95. I think of like Auburn. Everybody thinks, oh, well, Auburn, the middle of the pack. Auburn might be one of the hottest teams in the country. They have the number one strength of schedule in the country. They have the number one RPI in the country if you do relative based off of the strength of schedule. I mean, my goodness. Like, my question, Tommy, would be, if it's not 14, who are you leaving out at the current moment? And we're talking about, oh, Auburn's just middle of the pack. Nobody in the country wants to face Auburn right now. I'll never forget Jay's postgame that Sunday against Auburn. He's like, well, the record doesn't say what they were, does it? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, he's right there.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. And you talk about Auburn, their RPI right now on the NCAA RPI is at 4. And I'm just looking, you've got to go down to the bottom 2 in the league, to South Carolina and Missouri, to find a team outside the top 40.
Wow.
A&M is at 35, Kentucky's at 41. How do you leave teams? I mean, even Mississippi State, who fired their coach, has an RPI of 33. I mean, I'm with you. You can certainly make a case that 14 of the 16 deserve a seat at the 64 person buffet here.
Without a doubt. And then even Mississippi State, Tommy, to your point, I think would be that fringe team, right? Like, but if they win out and they win a couple games in the tournament, then what?
Yeah.
Well, then they're going to have a serious conversation about who's the interim, what are we going to do with this new head coaching search? I mean, they got a lot of questions that they have to answer. But if y'all remember, I mean, I'm kind of dating myself here, but maybe not too much. But when Andy Cannizaro got fired, what did they do before Lamonis came in? I mean, they made a massive run, right? Like, I mean, this is the most Mississippi State thing of old. Coach gets fired in the middle of the season. All of a sudden, they make a little bit of a run. Come on. But them sweeping Kentucky, Kentucky's not a bad team at all. I mean, Kentucky runs more than anything, and they just took complete momentum from that series from Kentucky.
Blake Ruffino's, I guess, Are You Serious Sports host and co-host of the Ruffino and Joe Show here on the Loose Automotive Group hotline. Blake, let's talk football. 9 SEC games reportedly on the docket. According to The Athletic, it looks like that might end up happening. LSU doesn't have a non-conference opponent rival that they play each and every season like Kentucky and Louisville, Florida and Florida State. Do you think this would be good for the league?
All right, this is a hot topic that we've gotten in on our national college football show. For some teams in the SEC, no, I don't, because look, I am of the belief, Kyle. Last year, I got convinced by people in the quote unquote media, or just people that cover the sport. Look, and you can have your opinion. I just disagree with it. You try to convince me that South Carolina wasn't as good as Indiana. Like what guys, Indiana had Northwestern and Purdue in back-to-back weeks when South Carolina had Alabama and Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that those things are equal. So, Ty, when you talk about a ninth conference game, and I'm not saying the Big Ten is weak at all. I'm not saying that. They won the last 2 national titles. But I do think the bottom of that conference is a little bit weaker. Now, I know it's revenue, and they want to talk about the revenue part of it. But, Ty, if you're doing the ninth conference game, now you're going to have to justify to us or to me where those games are. And if you do that partnership with the Big Ten, and let's just say Texas, who does go to Ohio State this year, and then you add a ninth conference game, let's say they had it this year, they got to go on the road and a fifth game on the road in the conference. I don't agree with that, Ty. I really don't. I have been in the minority on that one. People don't agree with me. Get more games, get better games. I understand that. But the problem that I have is when you see teams in the SEC that are getting left out, even Ole Miss, who lost to Kentucky and Florida at the end of the year, Indiana is not better than them, guys.
Or South Carolina.
I mean, they're not. And it's just, I don't know, man. I don't agree with it, Ty, personally. My co-host has yelled at me profusely because of it, but no, I don't necessarily agree with it.
All right, Blake, let me get to the real tough question this morning. Ty's in Baton Rouge this weekend. We're going to send him to Louis for breakfast. Which omelet do you get at Louis?
See, now we're in the heart of crawfish season, Tommy.
It's what I had the only time I've been there. I had that crawfish omelet. It was shrimp and crawfish omelet. It was fire. It was fire.
Yeah, and listen, last weekend we brought, Chris Phillips. He came down. Crawfish are big this time of year now. I mean, Ty, you got to get the crawfish omelet.
You been to Louis?
I'm just telling you.
I have not.
You have not been to Louis?
I'm looking up the menu right now.
Well, see, and Tommy, here's the thing. I tried to convince him, let's go to Pie Ranch. You want to have a moo-moo in the back with a grandma that's Cajun. You got to go there, too. We got some food we got to eat now.
Yeah. I don't know if he's man enough to eat the whole omelet at Louis, though. That's man's work right there.
I'm pulling up the menu right now.
Those cat head biscuits. Ooh.
Oh, and then they put the butter on the top of it. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
See, Tommy, I just lost 100 pounds from the carnivore diet. I can't be going off into Louis like that now. I can't be doing that. My heart's starting to pound.
Yeah.
One weekend won't kill you. Blake, I'll see you
One
down.
meal's good for a whole weekend at Louis.
Sounds like it.
That's true. It also affects my 401k status, too.
There you go. Blake Ruffino, Are You Serious Sports host and also co-host of Ruffino Joe. Blake, appreciate the LSU insight, and we'll see you this weekend in Baton Rouge.
Love talking to you guys, and I'm excited to see you this weekend, Ty. We'll see you then, bud.
See you, bud. Crawfish.
God, I wish I could go. I really wish.
You said
I really
4
wish
months ago you were going this week.
Well, then I looked and it was Mother's Day, and I'm not leaving town on Mother's Day.
I guess you're just a better. I don't have a wife that.
No,
you're also a better. I guess a better son.
Well, I mean,
I'll give you that award.
So, it just. I wish it didn't. I wish it hadn't fell on Mother's Day.
I guess I need to ask the guys I'm staying with this weekend, who some of their parents live in Louisiana, the other ones live in Little Rock. It's like, did you not consider going back? And I'm not the only one at fault, I should say, when it comes to that.
All right, if you're going to Baton Rouge, be sure and take the Hit That Line Now app. It's brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has you covered. It'll work even in Baton Rouge. Where are you doing the show from tomorrow?
I'd probably just the dude's house I'm staying at.
Oh, no, you need to call Louis and see if we can get you into Louis.
We'll add that.
It's right near campus.
Is it?
It's right near the, what is it, Raising Cane's is the originate. It's right near the original Raising Cane, not far from there. So, hey, call APAC and Standard Materials Group if you need top quality aggregates like asphalt, ready-mix concrete, gravel, sand, anything of those needs for your job site. They'll bring it right to the job site. No job's too big or too small for APAC and Standard Materials Group. Plus, they have construction consultant services to make sure your job stays on track. The number, 479-587-3300. 587-3300 for your rock, asphalt, and ready-mix needs. It's APAC and Standard Materials Group.
All right, when we come back, you got your hog update. Dave Van Horn was on Sirius XM Radio yesterday talking about this weekend, some injury updates, what's ahead. We'll get into some of Coach's comments. We'll talk more about Brie Ellis and her incredible hit yesterday as we continue on next.
Great Norm to Brian with us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline.
Coach Burrows didn't call me in a lot. I go in there and he said, Norm, what's that color? I thought, oh boy.
Don't miss a morning rush.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my double R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Swings away. Deep left field. Her first swing is as grand as it gets.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're looking for the best used car your money can buy, check out our great selection of road-ready certified vehicles with warranty. If you're trading or selling your car, let us give you a free second opinion and leave with a check in your hand. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, follow us on Facebook for special offers and fun contests. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
I'm ignorant when it comes to a lot of topics. Thankfully, I listened to my friend's advice on the housing market and called Jeff Marks at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. Jeff made the process smoother than Mama's gravy.
Ty, you got to throw in some homemade biscuits with that gravy and a great local real estate professional to guide you down the right path. One of the keys is knowing what to do and certainly what not to do.
You communicated and were transparent throughout the process.
Ty, like you, anyone can call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. For your big decisions, I have simple solutions.
Hey, this is Dr. Cole Johnson at River Valley Smile Center. You hear my partner, Dr. Charles Liggett, at 12:15 on halftime every Monday. Dr. Liggett and I have worked at River Valley Smile Center together for 11 years now. Like the Hogs, we have a great team. Do you have a unique dental procedure, a complex dental problem, or are you just nervous about dental work? Come see me for sedation dentistry, implants, implant-supported dentures, as well as cosmetic dentistry. We are located at 8309 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith at the River Valley Smile Center. Check us out online at rivervalleysmiles.com or call 479-646-0706.
It's all about connections. Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center with Shared Beginnings invites you to their Community Connections event on Saturday, May 17th from 10 to 2. Everyone is invited to a fun-filled, action-packed day with vendors, food, car seat demonstrations, mommy makeovers, giveaways, games, and lots of fun. For more information about this event or to participate as a vendor, call 452-2260. Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center with Shared Beginnings, the Community Connection event, May 17th.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jam Mart. Jam Mart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. Jam Mart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero Jam Mart locations. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Fill her up, please.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Hey guys, it's Ethan here at Wheeler Power Sports, and we invite you to join us for our 58th anniversary Kawasaki Open House, May 16th and 17th at Wheeler Power Sports, featuring demo rides on many Kawasaki street bikes, including the Ninja 7 Hybrid, the Ninja 500, the Ninja 650, the Vulcan S, KLR 650, and the Eliminator. Mark your calendars for May 16th and 17th at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith at 901 North 11th Street. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those
107 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody, we'll fix it.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
We might get him back this weekend for LSU. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to have a 12 noon week workout today. You know, our guys are in finals, kind of finishing up. So that was our best window to get everybody in there. And then we head to Baton Rouge tomorrow. And if he can play, I'll put him in there. And then we're getting Coyle back, one of our left-handed pitchers that, you know, he was our hottest bullpen guy, one of our hottest bullpen guys when he went down with a little back injury. And looks like we'll have him back now. We haven't had him for 6 weeks. And then getting Wood back has been big time because he's throwing the ball unbelievably well.
That was Dave Van Horn yesterday on Sirius XM. The initial guy he was talking about was Logan Maxwell, then talked about Parker Coyle, getting him back. Sounds like there's possibility of getting Maxwell back. So starting to get healthy heading into this series this weekend. And just and they're still, I still think they're figuring out, Tommy, what their pitching bullpen situation looks like. They seem to like to parlay Jimenez and Gackle back-to-back, which has looked good. But I'm curious to see how they go about. Or we continuously see Root, Wood, Beidelshees. Does that change here in the next few weeks with postseason starters-wise?
Does Coyle change that any?
I mean, you heard Dave Van Horn very complimentary of him, what he's done out of the bullpen this year. So, yeah, I think there's still factors that affect what they're going to do.
Will McIntyre came in relief of Root the other night, faced 4 batters. Struck out 3 of those. So you just got to keep throwing strikes. Man, you can do out healthy. You can be healthy, but you got to throw strikes. So it's great that these guys are getting back. I mean, you wish you're going to get Souza back. That's not going to happen. Give you a little more depth in the infield. You just kind of, Robinette being able to maybe have a little more confidence gives you some room to maybe move Cam Kojal around, to second. So, I mean, I like the options Dave has for the lineup. You can play the lefty-righty game a little bit, but key to all these pitchers is you have them all healthy, but they got to throw strikes, and right now they are.
We were talking about Bree Ellis earlier in the walk-off. We'll get to that in a sec, but we got a text in earlier from Jake B. in Hot Springs on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, another transfer with this baseball team that's been successful. Now, if you haven't heard Bree Ellis' walk-off grand slam from yesterday in Athens, Georgia, man, it was a dandy.
Here's the best hitter in the whole country, and now they have to pitch to her. Bree Ellis has seen 10 pitches today, and had she been carrying a toothpick, the results wouldn't have been any different. Ellis swings away, deep left field. Her first swing is as grand as it gets.
So it's pretty crazy ending yesterday. They'll play the Tennessee Volunteers later on around 1 o'clock in the quarterfinals. First win for them in the SEC tournament in 3 years. And Courtney Dipel's group continues to string together wins, 6 straight SEC series wins, and first win again in 3 years in the SEC tournament.
You stop and think it's, the Women's College World Series be right in the middle of a super regional run to Omaha. Their super regionals the same week as your regionals. They're a week ahead, if you will. So hopefully when we're talking about super regionals in Fayetteville, we're also keeping an eye on Oklahoma City, and maybe one of us is in one spot and the other's in OKC. So that'd be a great thing to have happen this year.
Here's Courtney Dipel yesterday and the walk-off win.
Proud of our team for finding a way to get it done. Felt like we had a slow start. Felt like we had some good contacts early. I thought their outfield play was exceptional, but we stayed the course. Our pitchers and our defense gave us a chance to get going, and we had a big swing from Court on my right here that just kind of allowed us to take a breath.
Again, it's 1-1 at that point. It's not like this was a high-scoring affair. 5-1 the final yesterday in Athens. Other news, Shamar Easter, he's heading to play for Bill Belichick, Tommy, the former Ashdown native and Arkansas Razorback tight end. It was apparently number 2 tight end in the portal. I didn't realize he was that high. Is going to North Carolina, signed yesterday. Also, the women's golf team got second in the Columbus Regional. They're going to play in the national championship.
Yeah, I saw. I was reading through that story, and that's another Another one of the sports kind of getting lost in the mix here and probably not getting nearly as much attention as it should
Taylor.
is how well the women's golf team has performed this year.
All right, that is your Hog Update here on this Thursday morning. Hog Update always brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with Benny Malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, so I printed off the Louis Cafe menu. You weren't kidding. The seafood Louis comes with Gulf shrimp and/or Louisiana crawfish sauteed with onions, zucchini, squash, mushroom, spice butter, folded with Swiss cheese, and topped with herb cream sauce. What do you think that runs?
Topped with what?
Hold on. Herb. What am I saying? Herb cream sauce. What do you think that runs? About 2,500 calories?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even worry about that.
Just ate it. You weren't. I thought you were kind of kidding
about $18 if I remember right.
Yeah, it's legitimately $18.
$18. Yeah,
you're right on the money on that. So
I didn't eat the rest of the day. I couldn't eat half of it.
Is it that big?
Yeah, it's like a 5 or 6 egg omelet. I mean, it's huge.
All right. Well, you've given me a challenge to try and knock out tomorrow.
Yeah. So be sure and do that. Hey, coming up, we're going to be at the first ever Bentonville Barbecue Festival. It'll be firing up Saturday, May the 31st at the Momentary. Everyone's invited to the smokiest, sauciest Saturday of the summer. We're talking over 15 of the top barbecue pitmasters from across the country. We'll have folks from Texas, South Carolina, Kansas City, Georgia, Chicago, and, of course, the best from right here in Arkansas as well. So get a full day of mouth-watering barbecue, live music, and ice-cold drinks with a whole lot of good vibes. It's the first ever Bentonville Barbecue Festival. You don't want to miss this. And, be there. Kids 10 and under get in free. Bring the whole crew. It's going to be a great day. Go to BentonvilleBarbecueFestival.com for all the details. That's BentonvilleBarbecueFestival.com.
All right, when we return, we got our Morning Rush Daily Question and some good finishes last night in the NBA. We'll get to that next.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Listen up, crappie anglers. When it comes to crappie fishing, there's only one baby shad. The original baby shad, crappie fishing's #1 selling bait. Featuring a sleek back, streamlined belly, and quivering tail, that bait just won't stop moving, no matter the temps, no matter the conditions. Built for dead sticking and action-based techniques also, the original baby shad gets right to the point, catching slabs and filling freezers. Bobby Garland Crappie Baits, the leader in crappie fishing innovation.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Taco Bell's all-white meat crispy chicken nuggets are back, but that doesn't make us a chicken place. I mean, yes, everyone loved them, like a lot. That's why we brought them back, along with our signature dipping sauces. But the crispy golden breading is actually tortilla chips, which is very taco place. So we're still a taco place. You think of us as a taco place, right? Who are we? No, I mean, we're good. It's just nuggets. Just crispy chicken nuggets, only at Taco Bell, your taco place. It's also a chicken place. It's also a taco place. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for availability.
It's good to have some bullying, and not to a certain extent.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hey, Ty Richardson at my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue. And Cricket, we always talk about specials. You know Thursday is my personal favorite night. We're here every Thursday. Bucket special, hard to beat.
You got to love the bucket special. I mean, you come in, you can get 5 domestic bottles in a bucket for $15, and then you get to hang out at Papa's. It's a great deal.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world. Cricket, what do you think about Papa's Pub and Pizzeria?
I think it's the best darn pizza in Fort Smith and perhaps the world.
It's all about connections. Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center with Shared Beginnings invites you to their Community Connections event on Saturday, May 17th from 10 to 2. Everyone is invited to a fun-filled, action-packed day with vendors, food, car seat demonstrations, mommy makeovers, giveaways, games, and lots of fun. For more information about this event or to participate as a vendor, call 452-2260. Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center with Shared Beginnings, the Community Connection event, May 17th.
Hey, this is Dr. Charlie Liggett with River Valley Smile Center. we dial 782-8940.
Coach Todd Holland, head baseball coach of the University of Arkansas Fort Smith Lions. I call 782-8940.
Stay cool this summer with a York high-efficiency HVAC unit. Or for more information on endless hot water and high-efficiency tankless water heaters, give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
We all make plans for the future, like car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Barley.
Spring has arrived, bringing warmer days, road trips, and unpredictable spring showers. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we'll make sure your vehicle is ready for all your spring adventures. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your ride for whatever the season brings. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart, we keep America rolling.
Every Thursday, take a trip down memory lane at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Joe's is bringing back the flavors you loved from Cuco's, the beloved restaurant that once called this place home. Join Joe's Grill and Cantina for Throwback Thursday and savor classic Cuco's dishes. It's the taste from the past with the vibrant atmosphere of Joe's. Don't miss out on the reunion every Thursday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Come for the food, stay for the memories. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
I know it's technically not summer yet, but it sure feels like it. Hey, Ty Richardson for Shangri-La Resort in Mount Ida, Arkansas. I remember as the school year came to an end when I was a kid, that meant one thing. My family and friends would meet up at Shangri-La Resort. I get great memories and goosebumps every time I wear one of the hats Phil gave. Heck, when I was flying to Providence for the NCAA tournament, a guy was wearing a Shangri-La hat. Said it's the best apple pie he's ever had. Shangri-La Resort in Mount Ida. A touch of paradise and a boatload of fun.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nathan Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
6 regular season games are left for the baseball team, and at least one in Hoover, Alabama, to firmly secure a top 8 national seed prior to going to Hoover. How many of these last 6 must you win, and how many this weekend must you win? When you look at the SEC standings, you were talking with Blake earlier, Blake Ruffino, and I think there's a possibility of 14 SEC teams getting in, of the right ones at the bottom get hot. South Carolina, Missouri seem to be the only ones left out. How many of the SEC teams get top 8 national seeds? I think that could be 5 possibly. I don't think they can't leave the ACC completely out. But if you're one of the top 2 or 3 teams in this league, top 4, I think you're in. So how many of these are very important to win from that standpoint this weekend?
Well, if you lose this weekend, LSU will potentially have the tiebreaker over you, depending on how it shakes out. Georgia already has it, depending on their last 2 series shakeout. And Tennessee is 3 games behind you right now, and you don't want to lose.
And you need Texas to lose a lot to catch up.
So. Correct. So,
which isn't likely.
Theoretically, if you lose these next 2 series, 3 teams that are right neck and neck with you would have the tiebreaker. Vanderbilt's the only one close that you would have it over, considering what you did in Nashville. So I would say I mean, just win one of these. And this is like the worst case scenario. Like win one this weekend, win one next weekend. Now, obviously, you want to win both these next 2 series because
that enough though. I think you got to win one of these series. I think you got to win 3 of the last 6.
Yeah.
I'm with you. You only got to win one of these 3. You can't get swept.
Okay, so you think they have to either win it against?
You got to win one of these last 2 series
to be no questions asked top 8 national seed.
Yeah. 3 of the last 6, which either way, you're going to win a series, right?
What do you think, Colton?
3 was the number that I was going to go with.
Okay.
If you end up probably splitting these next 2 series where you go down to Baton Rouge, and look, Blake was really confident in his baseball team, and he should be. They're really good, and Coach Van Horn said it well. Playing at LSU is going to be tough, so to go ahead and count that as the series that you get the win with is going to be difficult for me to do. I'd say that you come back home to Tennessee and try and get that series, get 2-3 wins there, and then really in the SEC tournament, it's kind of just it doesn't matter as long as you have a good seed there.
Yep, I agree.
Here's what he said about that.
Bottom line, in Baton Rouge, you just can't make very many mistakes. Super well coached, a lot of talent, and the fans are amazing down there.
It's going to be a good weekend for baseball in Baton Rouge, Louisiana with Alex Box Stadium. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily question. Get at us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline if you've got some thoughts. What does Arkansas have to do these next 2 weekends to be a locked-in national seed? And I don't even think you put in the next 3 weekends. So you just say the next 2. Because what they do in Hoover is irrelevant.
I mean, I think so.
That's at least how I feel. Maybe I'm incorrect on that, but
no, I think if you win 3 and certainly 4 of your next 6, and I think that is a huge stretch, Hoover won't matter.
Yep. All right.
From hosting a top 8 national seed, going to host both weekends standpoint, I think 3 gets you in.
Yep. Cart Pass Social great, sponsors our Morning Rush Daily Question. Great place for corporate events, business ventures. Like if you just want to take the team somewhere, you're a manager, you're an owner listening across Arkansas right now, and you're looking for a place to go. Well, this is the place. They have these special golf packages for you golfers that are diehards that really want to have a golf day. We can do that. Or if you're just trying to have a team building exercise or just have fun, you can do that at Cart Pass Social as well. 122 Grant Place at Lowell. Play one of over 1,000 different golf courses. Help improve your game by playing tougher golf courses than your home course at Cart Pass Social. It's always BYOB at Cart Path Social.
My God. There's 11 SEC teams in the top 21 in the RPI. 11 of the 21 in the RPI, top 21. Then Mississippi State's 35, A&M 36, Kentucky 41. Ooh.
Yeah, and I don't remember. It was 13 teams that made it in the NCAA tournament, guys, right? Basketball. Did I have that number right?
I think that's
it was
right.
An all-time record.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's 12, 13 sure seems like the number that baseball is going to get in.
Tell me tell me when I run out of teams that are a lock just to get in. All right, Texas, and I'm looking at RPI right now. All right, this is not a poll. This is the NCAA RPI. Texas is 1, Georgia's 2, Auburn's 3, Arkansas's 4, Vandy's 5, LSU is 8 this week, Alabama's 12, Tennessee's 13, Ole Miss at 16. Florida at 18, Oklahoma at 21. We're 11 deep in this league, all right? Then I got, like I said, State, A&M, 35 and 36. Are all those teams in?
Unless A&M just explodes down the stretch.
Kentucky,
with their interim coach.
Kentucky might be the only quote-unquote bubble team at 41.
They'll have to play their way into it from a regional, yeah.
I mean, South Carolina's out, and they're 66th.
Saw Maneri was getting asked about his job security.
Missouri's 157. So, I mean, they hadn't won a game and they're 157. That's kind of incredible if you think about it.
I don't know how that.
They're 0-24 and they're still in the top 200. That's pretty incredible.
All right, let's go to Rogers, home of the Mounties and home of the War Eagles, as Justin joins us. Justin, you had a thought on this Morning Rush Daily Question this morning.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Good morning.
Hey, I'm not sure that we have to win. I'm not saying we can go get swept in the last 2 series, but I'm not sure we have to win either one of the last 2 series, considering that, well, you were just going through the power, the rankings of the SEC. Plus, don't forget, we just swept the number 1 team in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll hold a lot of weight, too. So,
But we're talking about being a lock for a top 8 national seed before you go to Hoover. I don't think you can go 0 for 6.
Let's say your theory holds water and plays out, because I'm in the camp that you are, Justin. At that point, you would be 42-13 and 19-11 in the league.
Pretty stout.
Yeah, I don't think we can go 0-6
Mm-hmm.
and have a very good shot. But we go 2-4, we go 3-3. We're going to be a lock.
Yeah,
for a top 8 seat, in my opinion. I don't think we can get swept, but I don't think it's a must-win series.
Well,
either one of them.
And let's go back the last 3 weeks prior to this text. They didn't get swept. It's not like they were getting pounded in these series. Like, a lot of those were close games, were a hit or two away, but they just lost, right? Like, I'm not misremembering. They didn't get
Arkansas has not been outclassed once this year.
Yeah, they've lost. So I don't expect either of these next 2 weekends, even in Baton Rouge this weekend, where Arkansas has not had a track record of success, Justin, to get swept. Now, they could lose, but, I mean, honestly, to me,
they could lose 3 and still not get outclassed.
Yeah, getting just one win to me would be an accomplishment this weekend, which, by the way, LSU is top 5. Like, it's a top 10 matchup this weekend. We're at it is so as a baseball program right now, you're asking so much to, like, close out the season with the opponents that you've had.
All right.
That's the schedule you've been divvied out, but it is, again, a top 10 matchup this week.
All right, I got the Bet Saracen app here in front of me. Who's the favorite tomorrow night?
Based on how you worded that question, I'm going to guess it's Arkansas, minus like 160.
Well, why would you my tone didn't lead you one way or the other.
Your inflection changed.
My inflection changed?
I'm going to guess it's Arkansas, and I'm
All
not.
right, what would be the run line in your opinion? I looking here at the Bet Saracen app.
1.5.
You've already looked.
I swear I haven't.
Liar.
I legitimately,
you are lying.
I legitimately haven't. It's just
I thought the same thing.
how you when you walked into that question. It's like
LSU is getting a run and a half on the run line, and on the money line, LSU is plus 105. Arkansas is minus 135.
I legitimately, I promise, I haven't looked.
Yeah, so I mean,
just got lucky.
The big boys here, Bet Saracen, they believe in the Razorbacks, and some of that. Bet Saracen's an Arkansas-based, gaming organization, so sometimes it gets slanted a little bit that way, and because of the way people in Arkansas bet on Arkansas. But yeah, that's the number right now at Bet Saracen. Arkansas minus 1.5 runs and minus 135.
Hopefully they take advantage of that. I do want to, Cole, I promise we'll get to your team being up 2-0 in this series, but I want to go back to the. Stay within the confines of the SEC, but jump to football. I asked Blake this morning, Blake Ruffino, who you had on earlier in the show, Are You Serious Sports, Ruffino and Joe show, does 2 good podcasts. I asked him about the 9-game SEC schedule. Now, you and I are in favor of playing that like Big Ten SEC partnership, but he presented the interesting aspect of, so if you move like this report that's out from The Athletic, Seth Emerson and I think Andrew Marchand reporting on it, that ESPN has indicated a willingness to increase payment to the SEC for conference at a 9th game for anywhere from 50 to 80 million additional revenue, and they're already sending like 811 million
per 50 to 80 per.
No, like total out of the pot. They're already sending out.
No, I mean per year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's 811 million per year already.
Okay.
So that
50 to 80 million to the total pie. So divide that by 16, and you got what it's worth.
Got your number. So they're already sending 811 million, plus this would get them closer to 900. The point is that Blake made, and this is an LSU guy. Blake has no problem admitting he's a homer, but like LSU already has a pretty difficult schedule in the Southeastern Conference, just like we do as Arkansans. And then you would play as an LSU. They would pit you against one of the better teams likely each year in the Big Ten. Maybe not Michigan, Ohio State every year, but you're going to be near the top. And then to add an additional, as we've talked about, an unbalanced schedule of 9 games, where sometimes 4 games at home, 5 games on the road. I don't know.
Are they 18 teams now or 16?
18. With
I mean, you could go. I've always thought, well, you just at the end of the year, you figure out 1 plays 1, 2 plays 2, 3, and you go down the list. Now you got to figure out who's at home and who's on the road, but that would be to me where you could really find out, well, how good is someone's depth in this conference?
But I think here's the issue, and I thought for sure no chance the SEC doesn't get 4 teams in the inaugural 12-team college football playoff, at least 4, maybe 5. You got 3.
Yep.
Texas, Georgia, and Tennessee. Tennessee got massacred in Columbus. But the point is, it's like the SEC is almost think we have to do this because at 9-3, South Carolina didn't get in. At 9-3, Ole Miss didn't get in. They're trying to figure out a way to get one, maybe two extra teams in the league moving forward. Plus, the college football format might change in June, which they've got to figure out the spring meetings as well. So a lot still moving parts when it comes to college football in the Southeastern Conference.
Thinking about football and the schedule or baseball and next weekend, if you're looking for a place to stay in Northwest Arkansas, we always recommend the Inn at the Mill. Exit 69 off I-49 at the Johnson exit. Close to everything, all the good food, all the good eats in Northwest Arkansas. 10 minutes from campus, but you can get up and down 49 real easy, and it's literally like a pitching wedge off I-49. I mean, it's like 100 yards there, so you can't miss it. It's the Inn at the Mill, 479-443-1800. 443-1800 or online at inatthemill.com.
When we return, we'll chat with our friend Tom Murphy, get his take on that and more, including this baseball team, in Hour 2.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're looking for the best used car your money can buy, check out our great selection of road-ready certified vehicles with warranty. If you're trading or selling your car, let us give you a free second opinion and leave with a check in your hand. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, follow us on Facebook for special offers and fun contests. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we will see a chance of showers and thunderstorms throughout the day, especially across the north. Our high temperatures into the low 70s north, upper 70s south. A chance of some scattered showers tonight. Overnight lows expecting to drop down in the mid-50s, and then a chance of isolated showers or a rumble to thunder on Friday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by ColorWorks. Whether it's the weather or just life, call Andy at ColorWorks Paint and Body for all your auto body repairs. Big or small, old or new, they are the choice for auto body repair.
Fort Smith. This is the Morning Rush, only on ESPN 95.3.
Whoa, Little Ty gets a golden star.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
What is the best ending to a sporting event? Is it a game winner in basketball? Is it a walk-off in baseball? Or is it Hail Mary in football? We don't have a lot of soccer fans. If you want to say PKs or extra time. But what is the best game winner in sports, guys? What's the best conclusion to a sporting event? Lewis Automotive.
I'm not a soccer guy. PKs, wow, they're so sudden. I mean, it's the best. Yeah, absolutely. Because if you're cruising by a game and it's late in regulation and it's tied, hard to believe that you'd pass on not watching PK. So, I mean, PKs I think are as exciting because it's mano a mano, and it's good or no good.
Here's the best hitter in the whole country, and now they have to pitch to him. Ellis has seen 10 pitches today. Had she been carrying a toothpick, the results wouldn't have been any different. Oh, swings away. Deep left field. The first swing is as grand as it gets. That's why they didn't pitch to her the first 3 times. They had to pitch to her now. And Arkansas walks it off on a grand slam from the nation's best hitter.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. You might have the best softball player and the best baseball player in the country on your campus. When you think about Aloy and Ellis.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever happened at least on Arkansas's campus. I don't know if it's ever happened in the history of softball and collegiate baseball. We'll see if Aloy ends up winning the player of the year along with Ellis, but she does. I mean, it's 1-1. Second later, it's 5-1 and the game's over, and the Georgia Gals, Georgia softball team, I guess are going back home. They live in Georgia. They're going back. I'm guessing their timeline school-wise about the same as Arkansas finals this week. I think you got to remember, Tom, before the guys go to Baton Rouge, they've had finals this week. So this is, and then they'll finally be done to school before they head down to Baton Rouge later on today.
And
if they haven't left already.
Finals means you're close to graduation.
Yep.
I know high school graduations are coming up, college graduations, Mother's Day this weekend. If you're looking for the perfect place to celebrate, it's Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. They have got some new items on the menu, including, and I know many of you out there love a good, fresh piece of fish, and they've got the new pan-seared, skin-on red snapper that's on top of a bed of creamy white cheddar grits, crowned with brown butter red Argentine shrimp. These are big old prawns, and it's rich, it's buttery, and it is a great Southern comfort dish. So if you like this, check it out. It is their brand new dish. It's the red snapper with the shrimp on top of creamy white grits. Boy, that looks good. Check it out at Uncorked. Make reservations for this weekend. UncorkTheFort.com and celebrate Mother's Day or graduation at Uncorked in Fort Smith.
So we were talking about conclusions to sporting events yesterday, and I voiced the game winner in basketball is my favorite, but to end in the form and fashion they did yesterday for the women's softball team was pretty great. I know Colton enjoyed how things ended last night in Boston.
They're going to go. They're not going to use the timeout. Plenty of time here. It's Tatum. Robinson's on him. Tatum maneuvering. New York has gone up 2-0.
Heading back to Madison Square Garden, where evidently Alabama and St. John's are going to be played later on this year. They'll have another non-conference game in Birmingham next season, according to John Rothstein. But Tommy and Colton listed this. Road records in the conference semifinals, road teams are 6-0 for the first time in NBA history. 78 years of playoff basketball. It's never happened like that. Thunder just annihilated. And this was prior to that was read off prior to last night because Thunder got a home win. They won by like 50 yesterday, 149-106. Dominated the Denver Nuggets. Thank goodness. I would have been pretty hacked off this morning if that hadn't happened. But yeah, that's a defending champ in hot water right now, heading back to New York for that game 3.
Hot boiling water. They are feeling it in Boston. If you're Jason Tatum or if you're a Celtics fan, you're shaking in your boots. There is no chance that you could tell me at the start of this series that after a team that you've dog walked, beaten 4 times in the regular season, that you thought you'd be down 2-0 on your home floor against them. It's been a great start to the series as a Knicks fan. And look, in my lifetime as a Knicks fan watching basketball, never really had a lot to cheer for. Wasn't around for the heyday back in the 70s, obviously. And all I have, the good memories I have are Linsanity, basically. So letting me have this is a great experience. I'm super excited to watch the rest of the series. Do not let this game and don't let these games go back to Boston. Close it out. Step on the throat. Finish them.
Mention, I love the intensity. Colton shared with me that John Rothstein, again, Alabama and St. John's played in Madison Square Garden later on in November, and then you'll have that return game in Birmingham. So neutral site for both, but not really. That is something like I think you're going to see more in college basketball. Power. I don't know if it's 5 or 4 teams in college basketball, but you're going to see more of these marquee events, these made-for-television events, and with Cal at Arkansas, Tommy, we already got the one in Chicago. Sounds like they're going to play back in New York. I think you're going to probably see some more of these pop up on our radar here in the coming years.
It's probably Power 5 with the AAC as productive as they've been. But, hey, I like it. And give me a reason to tune in. We need more of these events in December especially to get college basketball going. A lot of people, and I know college football is going to drown it out, but the more we can have stuff Tuesday through Thursday nights, I think the better off college basketball is. Don't try to operate in the same space that the pros with the NFL and college football is operating in. Utilize those midweek games and give people a reason to get tuned in.
Well, Tom Murphy always gives us a reason to tune in. Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Tom, I don't know if you've seen the report from The Athletic that the ESPN it sounds like they're going to be willing to move to a 9-game schedule and pay the SEC financially anywhere from $50 to $80 million. We've talked a little bit about the potential partnership with the Big Ten and the SEC schedule where teams would theoretically play each other 1v1, 2v2, 3v3. What do you think about that possibility, and how quickly could you see the Southeastern Conference moving to a 9-game football schedule conference-wise?
Morning, y'all. I'm not sure how quickly that could be implemented, but that was always the hang up, right? The money and getting ESPN to cough up more. And eventually that's what's going to rule the day, it sounds like. If you're in Arkansas or South Carolina, Kentucky, Mississippi State, you're not really for non-conference games. That takes away a potential win. And if you're playing a Big Ten school, in what you're referencing there, you've got another really tough game. So the game's getting harder, but if you're like Tommy, you want to be entertained by sporting events on every day of the week, including Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So it just plays into that, and I'm thinking eventually that we'll wind up to be a nine-game conference schedule, which just makes things tougher.
The other big college football story that's been breaking in various different outlets is that Nick Saban being the co-chair of a presidential commission, and apparently, according to On3, Cody Campbell, the NIL bigwig at Tech, would also be involved with this to try and, I guess, reel in college athletics is the best way to frame it. That's a very short snippet of what. There's probably a bunch of details that I'm leaving out, but Tom, do you think Coach Saban will have enough power to actually change things for the better in college sports?
Well, I would think he would still have sway with the membership of the coaches. And then, if they put up some strong recommendations, who knows what will happen. But I think that what various bodies that will adjudicate everything will listen to a strong proposal from Nick Saban / the coaching fraternity. It's interesting, though, that the Texas Tech Super Booster, who helped them land a really awesome portal class this year, would be part of that based on this news report. So going to be fascinating to watch all that unfold. Changes are needed. You can hear it. Sam Pittman's been pretty vocal about the portal windows and various other parts of it. But just the fact that revenue sharing is coming in, that's not going to end NIL. It's just going to ratchet up, some of the player acquisitions. And so I think it would be a smart idea. It is a smart idea to form a commission to come up with some parameters because there weren't any. And Tommy, I can vividly remember conversations we had 4, 5, 6 years ago when the NIL first came in. We said, this is going to be a Wild West. Who's going to regulate it? And that is exactly what happened.
Pay for play. And that's what they said it wouldn't be. And that's exactly what it's become. But, back over on the 9-game conversation, how are we, from a stability standpoint with your own school, Arkansas in this case, for the vast majority of college football, how are you not setting your coaches up for failure? How are you not setting your football program up for, pretty frequent turmoil and turnover? Because fans aren't going to be happy with 6 and 7 win seasons ever. But you start thinking about 9 SEC games, and, I would assume they would, common sense would say they do away with some of the Power 5 non-con. But if they don't, you're talking 10 Power 5 games. And I know some schools like South Carolina, they're going to have to play Clemson. Florida's going to have to play Florida State, Miami. Those games are going to have to go on.
Yeah.
How do these coaches keep their jobs more than 5 years with the system we're talking about putting in here?
That is my question. And so the powers, the rich getting richer schools are going to be for the 9 games because it gives more revenue, and ESPN's paying the conference more money, and so Arkansas athletics program would get more money from the ESPN deal, but their chances of winning an extra SEC game aren't improved by this.
Right.
And look, the schools that have been at the top have pretty much stayed there. Alabama had a little drop off, and you've seen ups and downs from. You say Vanderbilt had a great season for Vanderbilt standards last year. They beat Bama in one of the most memorable games of the college football season. Arkansas beat a ranked Tennessee team. But to duplicate that on a weekly basis, Ole Miss got ahead of the NIL game, and they've had a couple of good seasons. They were right on the border of making the playoff last year. But to cycle up and try to stay up in the bidding war and the high stakes of the revenues and player acquisition, to think that an Arkansas or a Kentucky or Mississippi State could do that on a season-by-season basis, is difficult to think of. I applaud Hunter Yurachek for having patience a couple years ago after the 4-8 season of keeping Sam. I think he felt like with the NIL, with changes in store, that just cycling up through another coach, paying big buyout, and then paying the next coach a huge sum might not have been fiscally responsible. And as frustrated as Arkansas fans might have been, look, 7-6 last year, they won some big games, and I know the Oklahoma State one hurts, but they could have won 8. Maybe there's another game along the way they could have won 9. But I'm not saying Arkansas fans need to settle for mediocrity. I think you can cycle up when you have the right coaching staff and a quarterback and things like that. But you're right, Tommy. 9 games in the conference makes it just that much tougher.
Now we're talking about a presidential commission. I don't know what kind of power they would ultimately have. But I wonder, and I asked Ty earlier, where are the conference commissioners on this? Shouldn't the Greg Sankeys of college sports be out in front and leading? And I know each conference has its own agenda, but who should be leading all of this, publicly right now? To me, I haven't seen enough from the commissioners. That's not just Sankey; it's all of them being out and leading on the issue of NIL, revenue sharing, 9 games, and just the future and the direction of college football in particular.
That's a great point. And the question is, what is your ultimate goal? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to achieve parity? You know what I mean? Like give all schools a chance? Are you trying to just rein in stacking of rosters because you have the biggest war chest to give them? Are you trying to rein in situations like Madden Iamaliava and enforcing the player contract? What are you trying to accomplish in all this? And there's so many competing agendas from different schools that herding it all into one form is going to be tough. But something has to be done, and I think the revenue sharing kicking in, that's point A. How is that going to be implemented? What percentage of the revenues go to the student athletes? Do schools get to a lot as they choose, and going from there? But so many different issues that have exploded onto the scene in the last 5 or 6 years that we've dealt with the Wild West. Let's have a little bit of regulation and control, and see what the next couple of 3 years look like.
Because let's be honest, where the population bases are in our country, the Big Ten and the SEC have a recruiting edge just because of geography. And then you've got the schools within those conferences that have the greater edges based on where they're at: Texas, Florida, Georgia, Ohio, the upper mid. There are advantages that there's nothing Congress or Nick Saban or anybody can do. But we can't let the rich get richer and expect this to still remain an entertaining product for the masses.
Wholeheartedly agree with you there, Tommy. And as I've stated to you guys before, I know some elderly fans who just kind of throw their hands up. They don't get to know the players as well, and it's frustrating. I've brought up Jaquindon Jackson before. I'll do it again. What an entertaining kid, and it would have been so fun to see him on your campus for 2 or 3 years, as he did at Utah. But there's so many things to sort out, and we talk about it because we have a love for the game. We're in the industry, and we enjoy the sport, and we want it to succeed. And so, as I said, competing agendas across the board, and I just want to see it be healthy. And I know there's a lot of money in it, but I would like to see a little bit more parity throughout the sport.
All right, speaking of money, we're talking with Tom Murphy, by the way, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Tom, I saw that Darius Acuff signed with Reebok, and heading into this year, Allen Iverson, Guest Connection, him and Shaq are trying to get that brand back going. I know if it was a T-shirt company, or it would be like Rain Spooner or Tommy Bahama for Tom Murphy with the amount of Hawaiians you wear. But what if you could be sponsored by a shoe company? Someone came and you could have your pick of the lot. It could be any brand. What shoe company would Tom Murphy choose to be sponsored by?
Oh gosh, you pulled that one out of the hat, right? I really, when it comes to airlines and gas stations and all that, I really don't have a lot of company loyalty, and I certainly don't on shoes. So I'm not going to give any answer because I'll buy what I feel like is a value when I go in, and I'm going to age myself a little bit. But I've been buying Skechers lately, the slip-ons. If you can just stand up and push your foot down into your shoe, that's huge, man. So I've got 2 or 3 pairs of those.
What would yours be?
Hoka.
I was going to say you're wearing. What am I wearing right now? These are
Hoka or FootJoy.
these are Brooks.
I'm a big New Balance guy.
New Balance guy.
American-made New Balance shoe.
I was going to say you and Tom would fit. I've never personally had slip-on shoes with the exception of like loafers that Tommy's wearing now. But apparently that's kind of they're bringing back the slip-on tennis shoes, Tom. And it sounds like, according to you, it's the new route to go. Or I guess the old route.
Johnson Murphy's here.
Yeah, coming back.
Well, if you don't have to just straight haul butt, like get in a race with somebody, which is not going to happen for me anymore, you can deal with those slip-ons. And I really like them. And I love to put boots on and really strap them on tight. Having my ankles feel really secure is a big deal for me. And I do put on boots when I'm working in the yard, but just to go around the house and have a work day, those slip-ons, man, you can't beat them.
Okay. Well, Tom, we'll leave it there, man. Appreciate you hopping on with us. We'll see what happens in Baton Rouge this weekend between Arkansas and the LSU Tigers, and we'll see if they're closer to hosting a national seed or if things go the opposite this weekend in Alex Box. Appreciate it, buddy.
Always enjoy it, y'all. Have a great weekend, everyone.
All right, Tom Murphy with us here Tuesdays and Thursdays. Our visit today brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. They've opened a second location in Sallisaw, Oklahoma, right across from the courthouse. If you're in Sequoia County, LaFleur counties, or any of the surrounding areas, come see Jackie and her team. They've got over 13 years of experience with family law, with car wrecks, slip and falls, dog bite cases, personal injury. The list goes on. So if you need someone that can be at your side and take charge and represent you aggressively, Jackie is the one you want, because they go for it, and they will make sure that your interests are well protected with your representation. They also understand that times are hard and you don't have a big retainer laying around, so they make it easy with easy to understand flat fees, low down payments, and monthly payment plans that make it affordable as well. Go to mocklegalsolutions.com. That's mocklegalsolutions.com, or call 769-1505 for Mock Legal Solutions.
I think mine, now thinking about it, would be some sort of boot brand. Like the Tony Lamas I have are the most comfortable shoes I own. And I never thought I'd say that. My dad, we got him Tecovas for Father's Day last year or a year ago, and he loves them. So boots, I never...
Once they're broke in, they're hard to beat.
Yeah,
you're right.
Because they are comfortable. Now, Gavin,
particularly like you get something exotic, a little nicer, like the ostrich skin that's softer. Yeah, I've got several pair of boots that you're right. They're about as comfortable as anything you'll put on your foot.
You laughing over there, Colton? You don't like that? You don't
premium ostrich, 3 payments.
Okay. Gavin,
3.
Gavin in Fayetteville says,
hey, you'll finance the other half.
How much? What are those, like $700?
It depends on if you go full quill or pieced.
My dad had boots that lasted him like 20 years. So if you get nice boots, they'll last you.
Oh yeah, I've got a pair in my closet now that have the rounded toe. They're full quill. They're Nakonas, and I've had them since the late 90s.
What are they? Tecovas or
Nakona?
Nakona.
Yeah,
they make baseball gloves too.
Gavin in Fayetteville says Crocs. You don't wear your Crocs anymore, do you?
No, not much.
Okay.
You made fun of me, so I quit.
Well, I
were my dad's Crocs.
Yeah.
Sentimental.
All right. I don't want to do this anymore.
I don't have any Crocs. They were my late father's Crocs. That
you just run that on me that one day. I think I don't think I've ever felt worse in my entire life than when you said that, and I forgot the origin of that story.
I felt worse than you felt one day, because early on I just off the cuff comment about what would your mom think of that. Your mom passed when you were 6 years old. I felt about that high.
So occasionally,
I felt horrible.
Real quick before you get to Ryan, that doesn't bother me anymore. Your mom jokes are part of like the being a man, growing up as a boy or whatever. And occasionally, like I would have a new friend and like an old friend that we'd be around, and one of them would toss that out, and like the old friend would like whisper to my new, and you would see the life sucked out of his face. And I always pat him on the back. It's like, dude, it's not that big of a deal. But
and if it didn't bother them, you knew they were cold hearted.
Yeah. Haven't had that incident yet. Ryan's in Hot Springs this morning. Ryan wants to get on the discussion we had yesterday. Best sport endings. Is it PKs? Is it game-winning grand slams like we saw Ellis yesterday in Athens? Game winners, Hail Marys. Ryan, what is your opinion on this topic this morning?
Ryan?
Ryan? All right, he was there. I think he hung
Ryan
up on
Levis?
us.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Be real quick, Tommy.
Oh.
Flip-flops with high ankle socks. I don't know which flip-flop brand he wants, but that's BE, what he
my
responds
kids
to.
wear not Crocs. My kids wear Birkenstocks with socks.
That's another thing.
Every day. I've never owned a pair of Birkenstocks.
They
Another
are
thing that's making
really
it
comfortable. They are
Yeah.
really comfortable.
My wife and both kids have them, and they all wear socks with them. Like, that looks goofy.
I get made. So speaking of looking goofy, I get made fun of this. I have these. They're called house bunnies. They're giant themed sports franchise slippers. They're the biggest
Yeah.
shoes I own, and I have Oklahoma City Thunder ones that my buddy gave me, who wears like a size 13 or 14, and I don't wear that, so they're massive on me, and so I look like a clown walking around, but they're comfortable. It's like you're stepping foot on a cloud. Those are probably the goofiest pair of shoes that I own, but I don't care because they're comfortable.
That's right, ladies. He's single.
Yeah.
He's available. So, hey, Monday's going to be the big golf tournament for Mercy Fort Smith's Birdies for Babies. We'll see how many birdies we can make on Monday at Hardscrabble. Still room for a team or two. The 4-person scramble has a morning and afternoon flight. All proceeds benefit the Maternal Child Services and our Level 3A NICU. That's right in the River Valley, keeping families close to home. So enjoy a great day of golf, breakfast, lunch, great prizes. I saw that yesterday. The winning team's going to get rangefinders. So you could get some great stuff, Pro V1s. They got a long drive contest, all sorts of stuff. So enjoy a great day of golf while providing essential care for moms and babies right here in our own backyard. Sign up today, mercyhealthfoundation.net/birdies4 with an E, for babies, or call 479-314-1133 for Mercy Fort Smith's Birdies for Babies Monday at Hardscrabble.
Real quick on the subject of my love life, Jim and Fayetteville texting in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Ty, be sure you can handle those French Catholic girls. I met one in 93 on the I-10 corridor. Man, what a ride. Hang on tight, baby. I'm assuming that's Jim's wife nowadays, but maybe we leave that up to our imagination. SEC update coming up next.
There is nothing better on Sundays during the National Football League where you eat about 3,000 calories, your hand are in your pants, and you're watching Red Zone, and you feel like crap. There is nothing better as a man than that feeling on Sundays.
Find our live video stream on Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram, and Twitch. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio.
Don't even think about it. Summer is better with True Green, especially at a price this low. For a limited time, get 75% off of your first treatment and enjoy your lawn without overspending. With True Green, you get expert care and a plan tailored to fit your lawn's needs, so it looks like the best while you save big. Let the pros handle the hard work while you enjoy the result. Relax more and keep more money in your pocket. A great lawn has never been this easy or this affordable. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com. Restrictions apply.
In my personal opinion, you're finished. You're done.
This is the Morning Rush.
No more taxes. Road Chevrolet in Van Buren will pay your state sales tax on select 24 and 25 model Chevrolets. Stop in today and check out the great selection from Road Chevrolet, and your state sales tax is paid. But you better hurry because this deal won't last long. Stop in and test drive your dream car, truck, or SUV and get your state sales tax paid. That means huge savings and more cash back into your pocket. Experience the road's difference. Road Chevrolet, 2800 on the highway in Van Buren, where you get the best prices, period.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
This is Bill Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment, or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
It's all about connections. Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center with Shared Beginnings invites you to their Community Connections event on Saturday, May 17th from 10 to 2. Everyone is invited to a fun-filled, action-packed day with vendors, food, car seat demonstrations, mommy makeovers, giveaways, games, and lots of fun. For more information about this event or to participate as a vendor, call 452-2260. Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center with Shared Beginnings. The Community Connection event, May 17th.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America. The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the toughest there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally held the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Going to be a lot different. I think with the number of teams in the league, there's not a lot of options if you still want to have a tournament. And obviously, we want to have a tournament. It's kind of a reward for the players, and you want them to have a great experience. But at the same time, you get out there and you're one and done. That's not a great experience. Man, it's tough when you have that many good teams. And then the key, obviously, would be to finish in the top four and get a couple days off and get to play either on Thursday or Friday of that tournament. If you win that, obviously, you play again. If you're one of the top four, you have to win 3 games. You can still win the tournament.
That was Dave Van Horn on Sirius XM yesterday talking about the SEC tournament in Hoover, Alabama, which starts on that Tuesday, coming up here in a few weeks. Didn't have the set. I thought this bracket had the date on it, Tommy. But if Arkansas is in that top 4, they won't play till Thursday.
Right.
They're automatically set for the quarterfinals. So that is something to just, again, keep in mind.
In a single elimination this year throughout. That's the other thing is with adding Texas and OU and changing the format, the double elimination. It used to be single elimination, then it went to double in the middle, and then single again at the end, and now it's just single elimination all the way through.
And I need to correct myself. It'll be Thursday or Friday because the 1 and 4 seed plays on Thursday. The 2 and 3 seed play on Friday. So if Arkansas is in that top 4 again, they won't play.
So that would mean Friday or potentially Thursday, and then they'd be off Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then play on
Saturday, and then
if they made it to the championship on Sunday as well. But that's the setup again. Dave Van Horn talking.
The only time you don't want to make it to the championship game.
Yeah, it is weird the setup and everything else because I think Arkansas baseball fans, you listening right now, are used to it being a certain way for however many years when you He came into the league, and it's been in Hoover, obviously, for a while. Doesn't sound like it's going to be leaving anytime soon based on the ballpark renovations. And either the deal they just signed or they're going to sign a deal. I forget the reports on that. But either way, should be a fun weekend. We're going to be there for the first time it's the first time since I've been here that we're going. I don't
know how many years it's been, but we've had Phil down there the last few years, so we don't want to go all the way to the championship. We figured we'd send you. I'd guarantee a loss somewhere along the way.
There it is. It is.
I mean, that was kind of
here we go.
I'm not going to say DVH called me because he didn't, but maybe someone else in the administration said, "Hey, it'd be better for this program not to go all the way to the championship game. What can you do?" I said, "How about I send Ty to Hoover?" They said, "Perfect. We've looked at his road record. Perfect."
Me driving to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 18 hours, and Arkansas winning that series.
Everybody's got one example,
I can keep going, but I don't want to waste our audience's time. You want to hear a funny quote? This is from Urban Meyer. Prepare your palate, prepare yourself for what you're about to hear, and I guarantee you'll start chuckling after this.
If you lie as a college football coach to the NCAA, in my personal opinion, you're finished. You're done.
All right, hold on. Did you catch that? I want to play this one more time.
Hello, Pot.
If you lie as a college football coach to the NCAA, in my personal opinion, you're finished. You're done.
Now, I listen to Urban Meyer a lot. He did that. I think it was on Joel's Klatt's podcast. It might have been one of the Fox ones, whatever. So, say the phrase you just said again.
Hello, Pot. That kettle on line 2 there? Hello.
I enjoy listening to Urban Meyer because he is one of the best coaches here in the last few decades. He's not Nick Saban.
Come on. That's like Bill Clinton lecturing me on morality. Come on. Let's
That's a good.
That's like getting marital advice from Slick Willie. Come on. Thank you, Urban.
Yes. So there's that former Florida coach, Ohio State Buckeye, everything else. Had that to say, which I don't think anyone actually believes. Back to baseball. We're talking about Hoover. One of the storylines. So Mississippi State fired Chris Lemonis, who won the national championship back in 2021. That job's vacant right now. Don't know if the interim guy's going to get it or what. Wes Johnson was asked about it. The audio was crap, so we're not going to play it. But I'm curious, is Mississippi now? Wes Johnson has gotten Georgia as a top 4 team in the SEC
quickly,
but State's a better job now. Tony Vitello.
I don't know.
No, but just hear me out.
All right,
hear me out. So, in terms of where it's located, Athens to Atlanta, it's a hotbed for football, basketball, baseball recruiting. It's always going to be just because of the Metroplex and how many people. Think Tony Vitello, like Tennessee, yes, Burke, they've had some history, but that program has been reinvigorated under Vitello. Are we going to see something similar with Johnson, with NIL and everything else going on, that he's going to stay put for a lesser baseball program over the history, and he's going to stay put in Athens and not go to a more storied one in Starkville, but they won't have the NIL funds. They won't have recruiting base still really good in Mississippi because of baseball and football too. But will he stay put, you think, if he's offered the job, which I think he's going to be? He stays put.
I listen, I don't know enough about this to give you a educated answer, but I would rather be the baseball coach, maybe with some facilities promises at Georgia, than I would be with where they're at currently at Mississippi State. Yes.
Here's the thing about that, and I'll bring up.
And it's everything you just said at first. There's always going to be a slew of athletes to pick over, and you never have to leave your state.
Do you have to battle, though, the football program getting the lion's share of that NIL television revenue? That's what you always make me think about.
You go win, you'll get it.
You do, and if there's one school in the SEC willing to fork over a little bit extra money for baseball, it'd be Mississippi
and that's
State.
what I was thinking.
But football stadiums, what's Georgia's seat? What's Sanford Stadium seat? About 92,000?
Yeah, 90-something.
Well, what was that? Was that Cow Palace down there in Starkville seat?
About 50.
Nah, it's a little more than that, but 65, if I remember right.
Davis Wade.
Go do the math on 30,000 season tickets and see how much revenue that is. There's just more money in the budget. All you got to do is look at the budgets.
And their football team's not. I don't think Levy's going to. I mean, they might have some offense, but I don't think they're going to be good this year. They come to Fayetteville this year. Hopefully, they don't lose like 2 years ago. That was
Georgia's. I mean, and there's competition over there for recruits. You got North Carolina, who's always really good. You got Clemson. You got Florida State. But you know what? That means there's a lot of good prep baseball in that area too.
Last thing here in your SEC update, St. John's and Alabama are going to be playing two neutral site games. Gordon John Rothstein, Madison Square Garden this year in November. Next year will be in Birmingham. Auburn played some team in Birmingham this past season. I'm forgetting who it was. What about, like, that Cal-Patino matchup was insane. What about playing St. John's and MSG in December if you do indeed have a made-for-television event like you did last year? You got Baylor and Bud Walton. You got the Chicago thing with Duke. I mean, I'd love to see Patino Cal. The build up to that game in Providence, two Italian guys, two guys that don't like each other. They didn't actually say that publicly, but they don't. It was so, like, just everything around that game. I would love to see them rematch and go at each other. I don't know if they'd want to, but I'd love to see that be your opponent this December in MSG.
Who again?
St. John's.
St. John's. You went through a lot of things there. That's fine. I mean, but I don't really want to go play someone on their home court,
which you essentially did in Providence. This past incident went during.
I think there's a lot of programs that would sign up to go to MSG. You get Kansas go up there. You can get a lot of people to go up there and play you.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, you're
obviously
right.
playing Duke somewhere else, but we'll play North Carolina up there.
Man, that'd be something. Play Duke and North Carolina in the same
Of course,
year.
I don't know who's going to be in that ACC challenge. Do we know that yet? I don't think we know that
You
yet.
get a home game this year because you went to.
Well, I'm saying you could play North Carolina in that.
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't. It's not going to be Duke.
Here's who you can play over there because they're getting used to flying back and forth. Just play USC up there.
That would be awesome. That would be sweet. Or I'd love that.
They could just stay over and play Rutgers in a conference game.
You played Muss and Chad Baker Mazzara.
They could get them a doubleheader up there.
Stay there for the whatever it is. All right, that is your SEC update here this morning.
Brought to you by Oaklawn Sports. If you haven't downloaded the Oaklawn Sports app, you can do that now. It's got everything you need, including the NBA playoffs on there, hockey, golf, soccer, tennis, table tennis. We got softball. I think we need to look, see if we got softball on there for the ladies as well. New customers can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. Once you deposit, you're automatically enrolled in the promotion. You receive a second chance on your first bet each of your first 10 days for up to $100 a day. Download the Oaklawn Sports app to check out all the details. Arkansas's best sports betting app. Bet with a brand you trust. Bet with Oaklawn Sports.
All right, we're going to try this guy again in Hot Springs, home of the Trojans. What's the Rams? Lakeside's Rams?
Yep.
Okay. If I'm missing another
Lake Hamilton?
Lake Hamilton.
What are they? The Wolves. There you go.
Keep going. What else?
Hey, guys.
Hey, Ryan.
Cutter Morning Star.
Go Cardinals.
Is that
all right?
Don't forget Mountain Pine too,
right.
which is what I'm currently driving through right now.
Jessieville. What Jessieville?
Yes, sir. I'm actually headed.
Pirates?
Lions, right?
Lions.
Yes, sir. Fountain Lake too. Cobras.
Yep, Cobras.
Anyway, the reason why I called is y'all were talking about some of the walk-off stuff, and I think the walk-off field goals might be a little slept on a little bit.
That's a good one. Or a walk-off field goal miss. Chris Davis.
I mean, look at not just that, but Denver this year come within a breath of beating Kansas City twice, and thanks to a blocked field goal, it didn't happen. Just how much has to go right for you to kick a field goal? And I ain't talking like a 25-yarder chip shot. I'm talking like 40 and out. But I just wanted to throw that out there.
Ryan, especially if like you're out of timeouts and you can't clock the ball and you got to hustle everybody out there.
Yeah.
And then you run, you get in place, and you can't. I see where you're coming from.
Absolutely. I mean, if the opponent has timeout, they try to ice you.
Yeah.
So
when is
that? Hey, that's my thing. Go ahead.
I was going to say, here's a question because I'm going through my mind. When is the last time Arkansas football's at a game-winning field goal? Because all I'm thinking about right now are the misses.
All I'm thinking about is A&M.
Yeah, LSU. Yep, Cam Little on the road, 16-13 OT.
Didn't we also kick one to beat Mississippi State that same year?
Yeah, because they missed theirs. I think Cam drilled that one in Fayetteville as a true freshman.
What about the Florida win in overtime?
Broden caught that pass.
In 23.
How about 0-2? Chris Balsero.
Yeah, and Bama.
And Bryant Denny. I think Matt was there, right?
Yeah,
Matt was on that. Yeah. That comes to mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just thinking about that because when he brought that up, I was like, when is the last time we've had one go our way? But I think he's right. I think Mississippi State and Cam, remember, was a true freshman that year. He does it because I remember Tom Hart's call because Cam's initial field goal looked like it was going. I can't remember if it was left or right, but I was like, oh goodness, that's going to be a miss, and then it kind of curves back in. So those are electric. That's a good call, Ryan.
Yeah, great. There's still something about the drama of penalty kicks, though, and I'm not the soccer guy around here.
You like the mano-a-mano aspect.
I do. Mm-hmm. I really do. So something about that I really enjoy. Hey, if you're looking for a great way to find your favorite lures from Pradco, it's all available at the click of a button at lurenet.com. Not only do they have the brands like Rebel, Yum, Booyah, and more, but the site includes exclusive deals and baits that you just won't find anywhere else on your favorite brands, plus free shipping on all U.S. orders over $35. So be sure and treat yourself and your fishing buddies to some new tackle box treasures. Check out lurenet.com today. That's lurenet.com.
Billy from Fort Smith texting on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. 2009 Liberty Bowl, freezing cold in Memphis, and I remember Ron Franklin's call.
Yeah.
Arkansas has won the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, and that was the ugliest game.
That's all he could say because his lips were frozen. Yeah. That's all he could muster.
Arkansas's offense was putrid that day. The defense won them that game. Tejada, I think, missed a field goal or two in that game as well, but you survived. Whatever reason, I mean, you won in Memphis in 09, 15, last year, and against Kansas 3 years ago?
Yeah.
I think you've won the last 4, maybe 5 games in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, so that's I guess that's
having the most wins in the Liberty Bowl is
it's not an accomplishment.
Hang the banner.
It's a dubious honor, I guess.
Billy says, think both kickers missed 3 times. Yeah, because they were kicking a rock. Imagine the ball
would have been soft
at that point trying to kick a field
goal.
goal.
They were starting burn barrels on the sideline. That was rough. Hey, we were talking about fishing a second ago with Pradco. Great time to get to Gaston's and take along your favorite lures to find those big trophy browns and rainbows. I know that right now the white's been rolling with all the rains. They're trying to get some of the water off Bull Shoals, but that didn't stop the fishing. Been a great time to fish, and maybe the river's been a little bit quieter as far as traffic. That's why you need one of the expert guides. They can keep you safe, but they can also put you in those pockets where those big trophy browns and rainbows exist. So think about that for a summer getaway. This weekend, if you're still thinking about the perfect place to take mom for Sunday brunch or maybe a Saturday evening meal, hey, Gaston's is the spot. Call and get a reservation. 870-431-5202 is their number. And Gaston's will make sure mom has a great memory. Because that's what mom wants. She doesn't want to clean the kitchen. She doesn't want to cook. She just wants to have a story to tell to her friends, a great picture to put on Facebook or Instagram with her and the grandkids and her kids. That's all mom really wants. That's all she really wants. So do that for her at Gaston's. They'll have a great view and a great backdrop for that picture for mom this year. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time, every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From mowers and trimmers to blowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it's the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
Hey, this is Taylor Green, Arkansas quarterback, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
White Perch.
Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Taco Bell brought back crispy chicken nuggets, and I can't believe how good they are.
Why can't you believe it?
Because you're Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
Yeah, but a taco place can do nuggets, right?
Yeah, the Hidden Valley Fire Ranch is awesome.
Okay, they're good, but we're not a chicken place.
When did you guys become a chicken place?
Chicken? Can't a taco place do good nuggets? Are we not allowed to do both?
What do you mean?
You think it's cool to do both, right? Why are you looking at me like that?
Are they okay?
I don't think so.
We're totally a taco place that's a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Take that all day.
I need to sit though.
Finally make a putt. What the tap in force?
Golf is back. Shop polos, hoodies, and Q-zips at Rhoback.com.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing and we're into the NBA and NHL playoffs, and BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from the MLB, NBA, NHL, and UFC, BetOnline remains the best online source for all your sports wagering information. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. Bet online. The game starts here.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas. More than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Sandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Taco Bell brought back crispy chicken nuggets, and I can't believe how good they are.
Why can't you believe it?
Because you're Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
I want to be touting too loudly over cold beverages with fans of other teams around you.
It's like winning the Directors Cup, the Capital One. Yeah.
Tommy's favorite award.
Hey, speaking of cold, we talk about cold times. How about some cold frozen custard from Andy's? I'm telling you, if you've seen the forecast for next week, it's going to be ice cream eating weather. Talking mid-80s, highs, sunny. It's going to be nice next week. So get by Andy's Frozen Custards, Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. 2 locations, one on East Oak and one on Dave Ward Drive at Conway, JFK Boulevard in North Little Rock as well. And whether you're looking to cool or satisfy your sweet tooth or pick up something for the whole family, they've got something for you, including the Pick 6, where you can mix and match 6 of your favorite flavors for a treat that you and the family will all enjoy. That's Andy's Frozen Custards, Fort Smith, Conway, and North Little Rock. And download the Andy's app from your app store. Walk up or drive through, they're ready to serve you at Andy's Frozen Custard.
You know, it's always with Notre Dame, it's like, here's the big game. Let's hopefully win it. This feels different. It feels like we can win it. You know?
Okay.
There's some parity. Now that everybody can pay their players, Notre Dame has a shot. It's not just the SEC. It's not Coach Saban.
Oh, Shane Gillis on College Game Day. That was such a great clip. Nick Saban, if you haven't heard, according to multiple reports, President Trump has got this commission on college athletics thing going, and he's going to be one of the co-chairs, along with Cody Campbell, who's the big wig, what is his, natural gas company, Double Eagle, apparently worth $4.1 billion, scored to On3. He's going to be the other co-commissioner of this. So, two Southern, I guess Saban's not technically Southern. He's coached a lot of SEC football over time at LSU and Alabama, but looks like
West Virginia native, right?
Yeah, that's right. He's coached at West Virginia, Cleveland Browns, all over the place.
Hey, before we go, if you're looking for lunch today, Joe's Grill and Cantina is there to take you down memory lane with one of their Cuco's platters. They bring back the favorite flavors that made them famous to the once beloved restaurant that's now Joe's. It used to be Cuco's. They serve up all your favorite old dishes that made them famous. It's a taste from the past with a vibrant atmosphere of Joe's Grill and Cantina. So don't miss out on the delicious reunion today at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Come for the food, stay for the memories. Joe's Grill and Cantina is at 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps in Fort Smith.
All right, so we were talking mascots earlier. I'm picturing what the CrossFit mascot looks
Eagles.
like. The Eagles. Okay, that's where Phil is going to be broadcasting halftime from today.
CrossFit.
On the way
on his way to Baton
Rouge. So get a chance to see him this week.
Get this Louis deal hooked up for tomorrow. We can eat vicariously through you
I'll
over the radio.
I'll figure it out. Phil Elson and halftime with Matt Jones coming up next.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man is